Hello, my name is Ángeles David, and I'm going to talk about rethinking education and why exams should be abolished. Exams have long been a staple of education, but it's time to question their validity and efficacy. Firstly, if exams didn't exist, students could demonstrate their knowing more authentically. Exams induce stress and anxiety, hindering true academic performance. Alternative assessment, such as projects and presentation, provide a more comprehensive view of students' abilities. If exams were abolished, collaborative and equitable learning environment will flourish. And exams promote competition over collaboration among students. Eliminating exams could shift the focus toward cooperative learning and fostering a deeper understanding of concepts. If exams hadn't existed in the past, education would have evolved towards more effective assessment methods. Traditional exams are rooted in outdated education system and many not suit modern needs. Some educational systems are already experimenting with alternative assessment methods that better meet the demands of today's society. In conclusion, it's time to rethinking the role of exam in education. By abolishing exams, we can create a more authentic, collaborative, and effective learning environment. Let's work together to implement alternative forms to assessment that truly measure students' abilities and foster a love for learning. Yes, is all. Thank you for listening, and let's continue this important conversation about the future of education.
So, we are going to start talking about should exams exist? Well, I would like to begin saying that in part they need to exist, but in another part they shouldn't exist. Why should they exist? Well, to prove knowledge, you need to ask to someone what he learned in all the, for example, semester, or what did he learn in the class. But it's a little bit difficult that all the exams that want to be applied on one week, sorry, and we need to study for all of them. I think it's not the good way to prove knowledge of a student. I think maybe we need to make sure what our students are learning, studying, and prioritize that, because it's only like proof one time, one way, what did you learn, and then forget it all. I don't think it's good, but needs to be a part to prove that I learned something. Secondly, I think the exams are wrong to put a qualification and to prove your level of intelligence or memorizing things, because that's kind of annoying, that all the time you're hearing the other saying, I have more qualification than you, I have more grade than you, and maybe they copy and the teacher didn't know it, and then they grow up and that was not the truth. So I think exams shouldn't be that big to prioritize. I think we need to do like little exams, like quizzes, all the weekends, and those quizzes we need to plus them and divide it on the number of quizzes that we did, so that we can have a range of how the student is is going up from his knowledge. For example, in English, if every weekend we have a quiz that it's related of what we have done, and then we don't have a bigger quiz, it's better for us because all the week we will be studying, and not only at the end of a month I will have a lot of pressure of 7 exams. So making quizzes, it's better than making a big exam, because making quizzes will obligate you to study every day your every assignment, every every knowledge that you learn that week, you will need to re-study if you don't learn it. And if you don't understand it, and even though you look for it, the other day that you have your teacher, you will ask him and you will start creating questions, for example. So yes, I think the exams shouldn't exist, but they should exist quizzes. That's what I think.
Hi, my name is ESCAMILLA Javier. I am from the group 6AB3 and I'm going to tell you my opinion about the topic should exam exist? This is a very strategic topic in my opinion because this depends a lot of the area about the exam it's about. For example, on math, I think it's very necessary because to know if we really having learning math, we have to do a lot of exercise and put or to the test another type of exams that I consider should exist are partial exams like those in the subjects of disagree or degree. Since in the subject we are taught about theory and practice, and these must be on fine and at the same time perfection in the industrial. So exam are simulation or could be in the next jobs when we already teacher them a kind of preparation of this. But I so think where there are a lot of exam that don't have much sentence to do. For example, Easter exams where only have to memorizing the topics, and we don't really necessary. We don't really reason and nothing. It's remember what they do. You have that's it. Therefore, I consider that materials of memorization of topic it's not necessary to exams and simple evaluation or size going the task on activities. However, I consider the exams in should is shouldn't at the more the 35% of the grade seems putting too much value of a single makes students to get stressed about it. So it is seems far to them the task. Activities and exam are worth almost the same. For example, 30 and 35 respectively.
Hi, my name is Hernández Marco Antonio. I'm from the group of 6AB3 and I'm going to tell you my opinion about the topic should exams exist. From my point of view, the exams are neither good or bad. It just depends of the context or the person you ask about. I think they should exist because they are a way to test the students to see what topics they understood and what topics they did not. However, I believe that they should not have such a high percentage in the grade, since they make students nervous. Sometimes it is more the fear we have of failing than the difficulty of the exams as such. In my opinion, the weeks of exams in Batis are the hardest weeks of the entire year, because they put a lot of stress on your system, and it's hard to stay okay during those days. It's very hard to sleep well and to do not overthink too much on it on the nights. In conclusion, exams. I think the exams are necessary to know if students really understood a topic or not. However, these exams may have a grade that is not high enough to make you nervous during the exam week.
Hello, I'm Vega Aguirre Saúl Alejandro from the group of 6IB3, and today at the current video I'm going to talk about my opinion on the topic about should exams exist. And I think this is very interesting question, because the answer will depend a lot of in the person that you are going to ask, and it also depends of the kind of exam that we are going to do, and of course it also depends on the subject that that exam is about. I think exams are very necessary to exist in subjects like maths or physics, for example, because I have noticed that I have to see if I have really understand a topic by doing some hard exercise, like the exercise that comes on the problems from my exams on Batis. And that's because that problems are quite difficult than the other ones. I also think that practical exams are good on our career subjects, because there we can have like kind of simulation that something that we are going to do in our future jobs, because they give us just a little bit of information about a problem, and we have to use all the theoretical things that we have already known and use our experience on the that we have accumulated on the past practices to solve a problem. I think it's very necessary on that subjects. I think exams don't have much bad things, but the only thing that I think it's bad is I think they have not to affect so much our final grade, because at least in Baris, some kind of exams worth like 70 or 80% of our grade, and I think it's very much, because if we have a very bad exam, because we didn't sleep or we just have a bad day, we are going to fail in that class. So that would be bad, because we cannot just deliver just one home or something, and we are going to equilibrate that our grade. And also in Baris, the week of exams, it's very stressing, because they let us a lot of homeworks to do on those days, and they don't help us to sleep well. That is very necessary to have a good exam, and to just study, because we have to find like a period of time to really study well, by just doing some exercise or checking our notes. But I think exams should exist, but the teachers have to think about the student, and so they are going to have an exam, so we don't let them a lot of homework. Just do your exams, study, and sleep well to have a good exam, for example. I think they don't really think about it too much, but yeah, that's everything. So thanks for your attention, and I think I'm the last person on this video, so I hope you understand what we said, and thanks for your attention. Bye bye.